We're back here on the Lynne Hayes-Freeland Show. We are giving you a sneak preview of a new production in town. It's called Citizens Market. It actually, well, opening night was just Friday night. And I'm guessing because of the nature of this production, for you two to be on that stage, it would be awesome to look out and see an audience as diverse as the cast on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And why is that important?
I think it's important. Representation, I think we're talking, that's been a big conversation in theater and in entertainment. And as important as it is for, I think, different people to see different people on stage, it's also important for us to get to see our image in the audience as well, and for people to know that they're welcome into the theater. Same thing for you when you're on stage and you look out?
I love to see my people getting a chance to enjoy theater and coming to theater and having that, what I think is a sacred experience, and sharing that with them. So yes, I think it's very important.
Now, I just want to, because we haven't gotten a sense that much of you two as individuals. You mentioned that you went to Point Park undergrad. Is acting what you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, I got into it very early in high school, and then I went to Point Park for undergrad. Was in New York for about 6 or 7 years, and then I went to UCSD to get my MFA in acting, and right now I'm an actor and a playwright, so theater has always been something that I've known that I want to do and dedicate sort of a lot of my work and ambition towards, so since I was like 19. Yeah.
How about you?
I've always loved being a part of theater and entertaining. However, I didn't know that I could go to college for that. So I went to college for engineering at Central State University, which is in Wilberforce, Ohio.
HBCU.
Yes, absolutely. And then once I graduated, I moved to New York and began to study it in New York.
Now, you know what, just right on the surface, a lot of people would say, how do you go from engineering to entertaining? Two complete, I mean, that's like two opposite ends of the spectrums. But that also says that somewhere deep inside, that was your passion.
I went to an art school in Cincinnati called the School for the Creative and Performing Arts from a very young age, and I spent a lot of time in the theater, a lot of time performing and dancing, singing, flute, just really expressing myself there. But by high school or so, I started to discover that I was actually good in math, and I loved chemistry. And so I kind of put those two things together and was like, oh, I like to invent things and create. So it still has that creative nucleus there.
But all those STEM people out there are saying, we let her get away.
Still here telling stories.
There
about
you
it.
go. All right, we've talked about your roles. Talk to me about the rest of the cast. Let's talk about, there are 5 altogether, and talk to me about the other cast members and your interactions.
There's also this old, very charming Romanian couple that kind of invades the store and also sort of becomes part of that nucleus of family. There's the manager of the store, Jesus, who is from El Salvador, who's, you know, the guy who kind of has to manage everything also.
And this is the world premiere of Citizens Market. Now, what's that like? Because so often when we talk to actors on the show, we're talking to them about doing a role that someone else has done. How do you make that role different? How do you make it yours? But you guys are the trailblazers in terms of this production. What's that like?
Definitely an honor to be trusted with helping to develop this character and putting Ciata out there. So it's an honor and a privilege.
Now, is that also a burden?
Is it a burden? I mean, not necessarily
for me. Your face like burden.
I don't know. It's like the most exciting thing to get to sort of get to lay the groundwork and originate something, because it really kind of stems from you and it comes from you. And if the director and the writer pick you, it's really because they see something in you that you can build. So I've never really seen the idea of getting to originate something as a burden. It's always been like, oh, it's mine. It's always been really exciting.
Now, should we mention the director?
Yes.
Reg Douglas.
I was going to say, somehow or another, I have a feeling he would say to me, y'all didn't even mention my name.
Yeah.
So how cool is that working with Reg?
He's wonderful. He's very relaxed, actually, for a process that's been difficult in the ways of, there are script changes and the play has changed a lot since we first auditioned with it.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a lot of work that he relies on us to do and pushes us to do, but he trusts us a lot. So,
okay.
yeah.
But he's like up here energy-wise.
Oh, yeah.
His passion and commitment to this story, to theater, to the community is so inspirational, and it just feeds us so much in the rehearsal process and the performances. It just reconnects you to why we do what we do.
Yeah.
So then, if we have like these great houses the whole time the play runs, we should say that it opened on the 3rd to previews and it runs until the 25th.
Yes.
And I think we've been showing where you can get tickets. You can go to their website. You can call the box office. You need to show up. So if we have this great house every night, so maybe you two will come back for other productions in Pittsburgh.
They'll have us. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Pittsburgh is great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we have a minute left. Take 30 seconds each. Tell folks why they should come out and see Citizens Market.
They should come out and see Citizens Market because this is not just an immigrant story; it's an American story. This country is built by people who look like us, some were immigrants, and obviously some people were brought here unintentionally.
Right.
And so I think this is really a chance to really empathize and see other people who look like you and maybe don't look like you.
Perfect.
Yeah, and within that story, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of laughter, there's some heaviness too, but there's so much joy, and it's about people choosing that joy despite the hardships that it takes to become a citizen or to create a new life. So it's something to inspire you and open you up.
So this is not a comedy, but there are comedic moments. Would that be a good way to describe
It's a dramedy.
A dramedy,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely got both. It's
All right.
It's a heart play. That's what I think it is.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining us today, ladies.
Thanks for having
We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to introduce you to Andrew. You don't want to go away. We'll be right back.